Figured the boss would want to be here. This is Gil's horse. John gripped her shoulder. You have to save him. Mattie had heard stories about Gilbert McCray from her older sisters, though John hardly spoke of his son. Some said he could have been a professional team roper, but he'd left it all to become a football hero in California. A stupid move, as far as she was concerned. Why would anyone give up being a cowboy for a football career? She shook her head. I don't know if I can. She studied the horse's wounds again, then glanced up at John McCray. Mattie recognized the look of regret, the kind that left people empty. She also acknowledged the uncomfortable tightening in her stomach. If she tried to save the horse and he died, could her business or her heart handle another fatality? The team manager for the San Francisco 49ers opened the door to the trainer's room, and the musty stench of sweat crept in and mingled with the odor of medicine and bandages.
Gil, your dad's calling on your cell. I figured you'd want to take it.
His booming voice broke through the racket of the locker room next door as he tossed the phone to Gil. Gilbert McCray slid off the table and apologized to the attendant taping his ankle. He checked the caller ID and couldn't imagine why his dad would be calling just hours before a playoff game, unless it was an emergency. He flipped the phone open.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
A raspy cough sounded on the other end.
I have some bad news for you, son.
Gil stepped into the hallway for better reception.
Is everything okay?
It's Dusty,
his dad said.
He was in an accident early this morning. I hated to call you, but they're not sure if he's going to make it. I thought you should know.
Gil frowned at the mention of his chestnut gelding.
What happened?
He was hit by a car. Got through the fence and must have been on the edge of the road. Too foggy. The driver didn't see him.
Dusty. Gil swallowed the emotion threatening to clog his throat as the memories whooshed back. He and the horse had been a team. Gil trained Dusty from a colt, learned some great techniques on his back, and won plenty of high school championships with him. The old boy was dying? Though he hadn't ridden the horse for 2 years, the news caught him off guard.
Is he in much pain? If we need to, I'll hire the best vet in the country. Fly him in.
The familiar catch in his voice reminded him of his boyhood when he'd asked for simple favors, believing his dad could do anything.
We've already got the best, son. I just thought you should be prepared.
After he said goodbye, Gil slammed his fist against the wall. A burning sensation shot through his shoulder to his palm. He'd give anything to see his Dusty one last time. Unfortunately, 2 hours from now, he had a date with Destiny, an appointment at Lambeau Field. If his team won the division championship against the Green Bay Packers, they'd be 1 game closer to the Super Bowl. If they lost, this would be the last game of Gil's career. Funny, he was about to retire from a game he loved, and his old friend was retiring from the game of life. Gil waited on the sideline while the defense played the field. In all his years as quarterback, he'd never experienced the chaotic feelings tumbling over him this first half. 2 decades ago, he'd left everything for the game of football. Rodeo, his dad, with no regrets. Or maybe he'd never allowed himself that luxury until now. He stared out at the field and watched as one of their linebackers intercepted Green Bay's pass. Offense's turn. The lights glared down as Gil blocked the roar of the spectators from his mind. Silence. His offensive line crowded around, waiting for his call.
Go on 2.
His breath turned into a puff of vapor in the brisk night air. Gil walked to the line of scrimmage, adrenaline pumping.
Down, set, hut, hut.
The ball snapped into his hand. He dropped from the line of scrimmage and looked for his primary receiver. Covered. The defense had his running backs blocked as well. No clear path, either throw or run. No time for debate. He tucked the pigskin into his arm and faked a sweep, rolling over the first lineman coming his way. His legs careened him up and over the defense as they'd done 100 times before, and he flew down the field like a horse after a steer let out of the chute. A cornerback charged him from the side. Gil slid to the ground.